Boundary Issues, a reflection for the 28th Sunday in Ordinary Time. In today's first reading, Naaman plunges willingly into the muddy Jordan at the word of Elisha the prophet. The story that leads up to this happy conclusion is well worth reading. See 2 Kings chapter 5. Let the following Reader's Digest version serve as a teaser. A VIP in his own land, Aram, Naaman commands the army and the respect of his king, though he suffers from a skin disease. He hears of a powerful prophet in Israel from a slave girl in his household. Making the trip with a train of servants, a letter from king to king, and gifts worthy of a royal visit, he presents himself to the king of Israel, looking for a cure. Elisha hears of his request and sends for him, delivering Israel's king from a politically awkward situation. Naaman takes his whole retinue to Elisha's door, but the prophet only sends out a message: "Go and wash 7 times in the Jordan." Expecting more personal treatment, Naaman turns on his heel, only to be coaxed into compliance by his servants. Finally, this foreigner, this enemy of Israel, receives the healing he seeks, and his heart turns in humble gratitude. He begs for dirt to take a bit of Israel home with him, so that he can build an altar upon it and worship Israel's God. Today's psalm refrain, "The Lord has revealed to the nations his saving power," and the verses from Psalm 98 that follow could not be more apropos. The gospel reading tells of 10 lepers, individuals separated from community life and worship because of a skin condition that marked them as unclean. Scholars and scientists agree that true leprosy did not exist at the time of Jesus in the locale of his ministry. Instead, any deficiency or disease that manifested as scabby, scaly, or flaky skin earned one the revulsion of others and expulsion from the community. In the purity laws spelled out in Leviticus 11 through 15, the human body functions as a metaphor for Jewish society, and its boundaries symbolize those of the community. Rules for the body replicate rules for the community. Whatever enters and exits the body at the various portals affects the purity of the body. Those who enter or exit the community affect its integrity. In this view, firm boundaries for the body and society are critical to preserving and perpetuating the integrity of the Jewish community as the people of the covenant, the chosen of God. Blurred boundaries of the body, example, flaky skin, or society, example, marriage outside of the tribe or clan, put the covenant at risk. To be fair, this obsession with boundaries came to the fore after the trauma of captivity in Babylon. In their efforts to rebuild Jewish society after Cyrus of Persia sent the people home, the priest leaders called for a return to purity. Non-Jewish wives were dismissed, along with their children, to restore the purity and holiness of Israel. Blaming the ills of society on the others in our midst And resetting the boundaries to exclude them is a defensive strategy with a long history. Taken to the extreme, it motivates genocide. In its more subtle forms, it sanctions prejudice and legitimates gossip, slander, and these days, cyberbullying. Jesus challenged the boundaries of his day, inviting the unclean and unacceptable to dine with him. He healed outcasts, like the lepers in today's gospel, and restored them to life in community. His vision of the reign of God defied divisions and turned the social world upside down. The one who returned to thank Jesus after finding himself healed on the way was a Samaritan, and thus still an outsider. Ancestors of the Samaritans had broken the purity code through intermarriage. One wonders about the other 9. Did they embrace insider status and never look back? Did the sight of lepers ever jog their memory and evoke compassion?